Hi everyone, it's Sue. So what do a runaway water skier, a giant bald-headed grizzly bear, and a 96-ounce steak have in common? They are all the funniest parts of the best summer comedy that I have ever seen, The Great Outdoors, starring John Candy and Dan Akroyd, two great Canadian comedians. So welcome to week 3 of my summer movie themed challenges. So if you are crafty in any way, shape, or form, you paint, you draw, you do DIYs, you tap dance, you can fish, whatever it is that you do, you just have to do it in the theme of the movie every week for the whole month of June. So if you think that's something you'd be interested in, check out the description box below for all the rules, regulations, and details. And if you do participate, I will give you a shout out on my channel. So if you are ready to see what DIY project was inspired by the great outdoors, let's get started. Whoa, gee, did you see that bat flying around? Oh, you crazy sonar driven rodent. Geez, get out of here. You guys better get going before you get bit. So before we get started, here are some channel shoutouts who participated in last week's Blue Hawaii with Elvis Presley. Thank you very much to Angie's Art and Krafty Kreations, KMom14, and Qujin Comic Art. And I will put links to their channels below, so please go check out their beautiful videos. Now there were so many funny iconic scenes in this movie, but I wanted to create a DIY that you could actually use to maybe capture some memories from your vacation. So I was inspired by this beautiful chalet that the family ends up staying at for their vacation. And since here in Ontario we are technically out of lockdown, but we still can't actually shop anywhere, I was still limited on supplies, so I thought I would use some of my Amazon cardboard boxes and these craft sticks and some hot glue to see what I could come up with. Now, since there were so many beautiful windows in this gorgeous chalet, it got me to thinking that maybe that could be like a picture frame and have the windows have all the little scenes from the movie peeking out. So I decided to use this cardboard box and make my own miniature version of the cabin that they stayed at in the great outdoors. So I cut down a piece of the cardboard box with my X-Acto knife and trimmed off any tape and rough edges and made it nice and smooth. Then I used my Gorilla Glue gun to position the popsicle sticks in sort of the same design as the front of the cottage. So looking at the reference photo, I took some popsicle sticks and kind of arranged my game plan for making a smaller version of the chalet. So for the most part, I left the popsicle sticks with the rounded edges, but there was a slatted part in the middle that had some very flat edges on it, so I decided to use my X-Acto knife and scissors to cut some smaller bits into rectangular lengths that would fit in the middle section of my chalet. So I used this ruler to space out the slats to make all of the lovely long rectangular windows that are in the chalet, and my initial thought was to put pictures in here, but it turns out the pictures would have been too small, so I ended up going with plan B. So I continued on framing in my beautiful cottage. Who knew it could be so fun and cost effective? Then I took all the little rectangular pieces of popsicle sticks that I had cut and glued them into the centerpiece of my frame to replicate the design of the cottage. Next, I took some more of my cardboard box and cut some strips down to make the roof for my cottage. Then I needed to add a middle support to hold up my roof. And I glued on a few more popsicle sticks just for reinforcement and to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And to further replicate the design of the chalet, I took some cardboard pieces and put these little X parts that were on the roof. Then I used a combination of green and black paint to paint the roof to give it the same sort of weathered metal texture that was in the photo. So the cabin in the movie was sort of a light pine colored, but I like the color of this antique wax from FolkArt, so I decided to paint my cottage in this darker sort of walnut color and let it dry. And finally, when the paint was dry, I took some of these wooden letters that I had from the Dollar Tree and left them in their natural state and glued the words "The Great Outdoors" on the frame. And then I cut out some pictures from the movie and put them into my photo frame. So hopefully you enjoy this photo frame that was inspired by the movie The Great Outdoors, and you could put your own family photos in it. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. So make sure that you check out the description box below to see how you can join my summer movie challenges. Just a reminder for this June Summer Movie Challenge that your DIY or art project must be in the theme of the movie, and you need to explain in your video how that theme is reflected. You must be subscribed to my channel and mention the collaboration and playlist in your video. You should also link my channel in your description box. Please upload your video at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the day of the movie. You can do one or as many as you like. For people to find your video, you need to put the correct hashtag in your title, and I will list those in the description box below. I also give a shout out to everyone who participates. So here is the lineup. These movies are going to be on Wednesdays and Fridays. So June the 2nd is National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase. June the 4th is Blue Hawaii with Elvis. June the 9th is The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Akroyd. June 11th is Grease with Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. June 16th is Splash with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah. June 18th is Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. June 23rd is Summer Rental with John Candy. And finally, June 25th with Jaws and Roy Scheider. I hope you join in the summer fun, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.